Hello friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you will like and subscribe if you're enjoying the instruction that I am giving you. Today we're going to be talking about a very popular topic on any beginning violinist mind, and that is vibrato. Okay, so I will be discussing the beginning stages, beginning steps of wrist vibrato and of arm vibrato. I'll give you some exercises, and yeah, so I usually begin my students learning vibrato end of book 2, beginning of book 3. It's important to me that my students know how to shift before adding vibrato in, and they're pretty comfortable with shifting. So I start shifting in like the middle of book 2. For violin, I don't do the 4th finger extension. I teach them how to shift because we are shifting on an open string, which is the easiest kind of shift. So I have a video on shifting. I'll leave that link down below, and please go check it out. If you don't know how to shift yet, I would highly recommend working on that before vibrato. Another thing about vibrato, this is like a lifelong journey, you know. Even if you're doing it right and you like understand it, it's not going to sound like you want it to for probably a year or 2. Okay, just being real with you. And so yeah, so whether you choose arm or wrist vibrato, it doesn't really matter. I think it's what comes most natural to you. Because I remember when I started to learn vibrato, I tried to use wrist vibrato, and I have a natural arm vibrato. So it was just really, really difficult for me. And yeah, but we got there. See, I got there. You'll get there too, okay? So something important to note about vibrato, no matter which type you're doing, okay? Usually we have 3 points of contact in our hand, right? We have our thumb, we have the base joint right here of our first finger, and then we have whatever finger we're playing with, right? So for vibrato, we change to 2 points of contact. We're no longer touching here. We must have like a little bit of a circle or some space right there in order for our hand to wiggle. I'll be discussing wrist vibrato first. So what you need to remember about vibrato is that it's a backwards motion. We always want the pitch to be getting lower, okay? So here's the first exercise for wrist vibrato. I'm gonna go against the wall. I'm gonna put my hand up against the wall, and then I'm gonna knock. Okay, I'm just knocking. And I would practice that for probably about a week, okay? After you feel good with that, we're gonna take the violin. We're gonna basically do the same thing. I'm just gonna have my hand here, and I'm gonna knock against the peg. I'm letting my thumb move freely. I'm just knocking. Okay, the next would be to actually leave my hand in place, have my thumb, leave my thumb in place, and knock. So my thumb is basically sitting in the same spot. Remember, I'm not touching right there. And I'm just knocking. And then next, we're gonna do that same motion with the fingers down. And you can practice this on all of your fingers. 4th finger is definitely gonna be the hardest. And remember, there's some space right there. We're not touching here anymore. Okay, so that's the basic motion for wrist vibrato. Now I'm going to go through the basic motion of arm vibrato, and then I'm going to give you some exercises that you can practice no matter which type you're doing. So, first step of arm vibrato. We do this. It's basically kind of like the shifting motion, right? This is basically what you do to shift. Just I guess like in a lesser extreme. So we do that, and we come to the violin. We do that same motion, just moving my whole hand up and down. And then I leave my hand in place, my thumb in place, and keep doing that motion. Now, you'll see my wrist is naturally moving, but I'm not trying to make it move. Focusing on moving from my elbow, okay? And then we practice with our fingers down. We practice on all of our fingers because we want to develop a good vibrato on all of our fingers. especially fourth finger, because that's the hardest. Okay, friends, now let's talk about how to actually practice the vibrato after you've gotten the motion down with no bow. I think that's important to do first. And like I said, experiment with both types. See which comes naturally to you, which you find easier, okay? So I'm going to put my metronome on at 60. And I'm going to do this exercise. I'm going to practice this on all of my fingers. I'll do third fingers because that's easiest for me. Pizza, pizza, pepperoni, pepperoni, black olive, green olive, black olive, green olive. I would like a slice of pizza, I would like a slice of pizza. Okay, so that's basically working up the tempo in like a metronomic type way. So it's pizza, then it's pepperoni, black olive, green olive, I would like a slice of pizza, and then the last one is just as fast as you can. Okay, and you can start with your metronome lower than 60 too, while you're still getting the hang of it. Okay, so that's basically for developing the vibrato motion, and like I said, you always want to be moving the pitch backwards once we getting lower, not getting higher. So here is an exercise for developing the speed of your vibrato. Okay, so after you feel like pretty comfortable with the motion, but you can't get it like fast enough. So again, I'll do it on my third finger, but you should practice it on all your fingers. I'm basically just going to do one wiggle on my bow, but I'm going to make it one wiggle per bow. But I'm going to make it as fast as I can. Okay, and then I'm going to do two. Then I'll do three. So again, just as fast as you can. This is working on developing the speed, not necessarily the motion. Okay, so the first exercise I shared was for developing the vibrato motion, and the second exercise was for developing the speed of the vibrato. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything else that I can help you with. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.